this thing gets me so excited because we're in this like magical kind of Goldilocks period where you have this perfect balance of a crazy thing that's right on the horizon that you can invest in, coinciding with global macro uncertainty that's weighing down everybody's desire to buy anything, also coinciding with the very industry that is going to benefit having gotten wrecked for years and maybe just coming off its development cycle.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Okay.
What is that third part you mean?
So a lot of, for example, like semiconductors, companies that manufacture like the little components of robots, right? Like a lot of people think that the most expensive part of the robots is like the chips and everything. It's not. It's like all this other shit that goes into robots, right? If you look at all of the charts of these companies, they all look exactly the same. They all like have this spike down during COVID, then they have this like massive leg up, consolidation, and then a fucking even bigger nuke down.
Is the nuke down associated with this like tariff talk? Is that what you described?
No. So what happened across the board? I pulled up like all of these charts. They all look exactly the same. It's super fascinating. So if you pull up these charts, you can see what happened. So we had COVID, right? And you basically initially during COVID, you have this kind of like just demand destruction, right? Everybody freaks out. Everything goes to zero. Then you basically get like a bullwhip effect. You familiar with the bullwhip effect?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have this massive shortage of for like automobiles. Good example of this. You had auto manufacturers just stop making everything. They stopped putting in orders for all these components. The factories that are making like these little chips and everything, or whatever little pieces that go into the cars, they stop making stuff because they stopped getting orders. Then all the demand comes back online. These companies want to buy this shit, and now the factories they can't start up fast enough. The price of everything skyrockets. The price of cars skyrockets, right? And now everybody's dying to get these chips, to get these components, and the valuations for these companies go through the roof because people are like, holy shit, look at these orders. They're just absolutely roofing. Everything's crazy. And then for a period of time, too, the corporations, they remember what it was like to not have the supply, so they order even more. They order like an extra 6 months of inventory just in case. And then what ends up happening is like these factories, they restart all the supply and start overproducing at exactly the worst time, right before all the orders are about to drop off a cliff once again, because everybody already panic bought, overloaded everything for the next 6 to 12 months. And now all these stock prices crater because now no orders come through. You get like whipped in both directions. And people write this off as like, oh, this was just this like flash in the pan thing. All these companies are down like 60, 70%. It's all going to hell. But in reality, we're at like the very trough of like the start of like a new cycle. We're about to have like...
Will it be a similar cycle in that sense? Will it always just be like whippy? Or does it stabilize and become like a legitimate future, especially because of what the future holds with robotics?
So there's going to be some whippiness, right? Because to back up to like robot, I want to like hype up robots in general because I'm so fucking excited about robots, right? Yeah. Right now we have like AI, and initially GPT came out, and we were at the bar. We're like, "This is so fucking sick! I can have it write a poem for me. That's so fun." But then, like, eventually in our everyday lives, we're like, "I don't need any poems written." What'd be really fucking cool is if this thing could like do my dishes, and like mow my lawn, and do my laundry and stuff like that. Like, I think we've actually kind of collectively come to the realization about is that like what can actually make this like the best for me right now.
Not to mention companionship, which I think will be a huge thing for our generation and the next generation.
I agree.
And I don't just mean like caring for the elderly. I mean like intimate relationships.
Being my lover.
Yeah. Marriage.
Yes. Agree with that as well. But these things used to, like a humanoid robot a few years ago probably cost like $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like $16K, $20K. We lived through the 90s, right? We lived through like the prime period of Moore's Law, where we got like the very first computers, and then for our entire childhood, we just watched them like level up, like 2x every year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through this weird like dark ages decade where our innovation was like social media. And like it was just like the shitty like
it was the iPhone. It was
it was kind of like it was like it didn't feel that cool, right? And then we sort of like I think we lost faith in technology. Like we were just like, oh, technology is just this thing that just gives us these weird dystopian level ups that don't actually like help us that much. We've written it off.
Yeah, I mean, every 15 years we have this like major technological innovation that typically comes out of Silicon Valley. The last one was the smartphone software and app generation, and now we're in the AI wave of it. And to your point, you're saying it goes from AI in the cloud to AI instilled in the physical, robotics form.
Yeah. So getting AI from the cloud into the physical instantiation is like could be a wild thing for us.
The
right?
next chapter of this cycle.
Because like think about what you can do. So in my life right now, I pay like $500 for landscape, $500 a month for landscaping. I pay like $500 a month for like a housekeeper to come like a couple times a month and clean stuff. And then on top of that, I probably spend like an hour or two a day cleaning up my own house, doing stuff. So you like add
That
all
whole
this up.
staff is going to be robots. This whole time I thought it was going to be people.
Agree.
It's going to be robots.
Yep.
So we're like a few
I'm
years.
still going to personality them though. Like Zanzibar, Mary, Melvin, they're going to be like real to me.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that you have a multi-gender.
Of course. Some will have accents like, like a cool Chilean guy.
South
know.
African.
Yes, for sure South African.
Yeah.
That's my favorite accent,
Yeah,
by the way.
goated.
It's my favorite accent. Yeah. Sorry, Steven. I know this is business talk, but
But like what's coming down the pike is like we're a few years away from there's going to be some company that basically leases out
for sure.
a humanoid robot to you for
sure.
like $500 a month that does all of your dishes, all of your menial chores,
you
all of
think
your
the business
landscaping.
model will be? You think it'll be more of that like rental Uber style?
For sure, because these things
don't
are still
think
going to
it'll
cost
be-
like $15,000-$20,000.
I'd buy. Why wouldn't you buy your own lifetime? Say it lasts 5 years.
Well,
and
I
easy
think-
I
tune
mean,
up
I
every
probably
year.
would too, but like the vast majority of people like can't.
I think I saw
that.
a stat that said like
Okay.
80% of Americans can't afford a $500 surprise payment.
Yeah.
No, I understand. That's to reach the masses, but initially it's like buying solar, like or something. It's an investment, and
But it doesn't pay itself off like solar does. Like having a humanoid
you just
robot,
explained how it pays itself off.
right? But it pays itself off in a sense that you and I have like
Needs
these like. I was going to say.
Felt like that
wants-
was sexual.
sorry.
I was
wants-
going to say opportunity
wants.
cost of labor, and that we run our own businesses, and
Yeah.
every hour we spend doing dishes, like actually is a like dramatic hit to the P&L.
That's the right way to look.
Like if
at it.
I spend 10 hours a month just doing
Cleaning.
basic house chores, which is a wild underestimate, right? Of like how much time I actually spend, even though I also pay like a landscaper and also pay like a cleaner. Like even if it's 10 hours, like for me, it's as many thousands of dollars a month, right? So if you tell me I can get a robot for $500, that's basically it's like glorified like bipedal like Roomba that can just go around and do everything for me. That is like an enormous unlock. It's an enormous
would
unlock.
you let a robot that you designed with a great personality raise JoJo and also maybe educate her and be her caretaker and clean your house? And
Yeah. 1,000%.
wow.
We're in the Jetsons, baby. We're in
But
the
I
fucking
but I
Jetsons.
actually
1000%.
but I like my reluctance is that we're not in the Jetsons, and what he's describing is like many years away, and he's describing it as if it's like here now.
It is here now. You have robots
Yeah,
that
the
are
foundation of it is here.
humanoid robots that cost like $20,000 that are like very close, right? Like this is what I'm talking about when we're saying like Moore's law. Like the bitch about parabolic growth is that like initially it looks like you're just linear. You don't notice stuff happening. And then before you know it, like every year, everything fucking doubles. And you're like, holy God, how did I get here? And if you're an investor, bringing this back to the investment thing, you want to be investing the base of the curve right before it goes parabolic.
Mhm.
So to be able to invest now at the inflection point of the general macro uncertainty,
Yeah.
the cyclical absolute bottom of all of these like
I love
component
this.
manufacturers,
I love this.
it's like a crazy opportunity
so
for us.
what do I buy?
All right, you gotta download Citrini's thing and look at all the shit. There's like literally 100 companies in there.
Give me the top 5.
Okay, the
Tesla.
easiest one everybody can invest in is Tesla, right? You want to talk about like direct exposure to robots. It's kind of tricky. And if you like read through his report, you will see that a lot of the exposure comes through the supply chain. In a world where people are building millions of robots, what components do we need? Which companies make those components?
And where in the value stack do you want to be buying? Would be my question.
All over the place,
right?
All over the place.
A little bit of everything.
Diversified throughout the whole.
Well, I mean, what
Like
makes
picks and shovels and products?
I think it depends on your time horizon, but what makes the most money ultimately is like getting the one that the consumers buy.
Yeah.
Like, so if you can pick that correctly, the one that consumers buy, that wins no matter what. So like,
why not the hardware? Why not the?
Because like this like phenomenon works the same for Taiwan Semi and Apple. It's like Apple makes way more margin than Taiwan Semi does.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true. But like again, if you look at these companies, right, because of what's happened sort of cyclically, they're basically priced. You talk about a company that's like priced to perfection, and I don't want to buy it. Some of these companies are priced to imperfection. Like they're basically priced as though like these sort of current trends are just going to persist forever. So if you buy them and the current trends persist, it's already priced in. But like if you get the hockey stick up, like it's not priced in at all. And like a lot of this stuff from like I've looked at some of these charts from like a technical perspective. Like these things are trading at like the 100-month, 200-month moving averages. Like you're talking about like 6-year, like below 6-year averages of value.
So we're looking at like a 10-year time horizon on a lot of this?
No. I think what's going to happen is like we're going to see a cultural phenomenon before like like an investing phenomenon before a cultural phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to see is like the prices of these things moon.
That always happens
in a
right?
bubble.
Yeah.
And none of these things will actually create any product that survives. But like you'll 100x your investment off like some no-name piece of shit. Tesla will ultimately win. But like until Tesla wins, which is 10 years down the road, you're gonna have massive investment upside on these small cap names.